also got to talk about Hakimi. Now, obviously, Hakimi's a guy that's being linked to Real Madrid right now because Danny Carvajal, he's getting up there in age. And we got to start thinking about what right back replacement could step into this team and start and still be the same quality of the players that are around him. Now, I know that we had a Brazilian guy in our team called Vinicius Tobias, but it hasn't really been working out for him. He hasn't really been getting no PT. Also, Lucas Vasquez does a job at right back, but he's getting up there in age. His contract runs out this summer, even though there are reports that Real Madrid are trying to extend him for 1 year. So we got to look at that right back market. Obviously, we're trying to address the left back situation because we're signing Alphonso Davies, hopefully from Bayern Munich. But a player that the board like is Hakimi. And this guy is a La Fabrica alumni. He was at Real Madrid for 10 years throughout his youth, from 2006 to 2016. He played for Real Madrid's youth academy. So he's Real Madrid through and through. He's a Madrista. And he's been, since then, he's went to Dortmund, tore it up at Dortmund, and then went on to PSG, where arguably he's the best right back in the world. Some people would make that argument for him. But as far as it comes to us being linked with a move for him, I would sign Hakimi. His contract runs out in 2026, and I don't think that this is a move that we're going to be aiming for this summer. It's going to cost too much. I think we're going to try to sign him as his contract runs down. And PSG, gotta hate Real Madrid. Oh my goodness. First, you're going to take Mbappe, and then now you want to take Hakimi. And also, don't forget, Hakimi and Mbappe are best friends. Like, those demand them. So, Hakimi's like, yo, you going to Madrid? I already played for Real Madrid. Why not? And I don't understand why we sold him. He's a baller. If I'm being honest, like, when you have a player that has that much potential, and if Dortmund come in for him, why would you sell him to Dortmund? Why not loan him there for 2 years? Or was that what it was? Was it a 2-year loan to Dortmund? I'm forgetting, but I remember he was at Dortmund for like 2 years. But like, why'd we sell him? This is a guy that you should have just kept at Dortmund, monitored his progression, and then if he couldn't cut it at Dortmund, then you get rid. But it's going to cost a lot of money to sign him if you want to do it right now. His value is $65 million. PSG probably do not like Real Madrid at the moment, so they're going to probably want $80 million to sign him. So now you got to kind of do like the Alphonso Davies approach. Your contract's running down, so now we're going to come in for you, right? But if you look at Hakimi, his profile, he's more of the mold like a Trent Alexander-Arnold, right? And like an Alphonso Davies. These guys who are rapid on the wings, and they do a very great job of going forward, but defensively, they're not all there, right? But I think aside from the defensive issues, he would be a good signing. And he's not that bad defensively, but just because he's always so high up when they attack, it's kind of like if they lose the ball, now that right-hand side of the defense, unless depending on whatever system, like maybe the midfield drops down when he goes up so you can cover it. But generally, if your right back is high up the pitch and overlapping, if you lose the ball on the counter, that does create an issue. So there's a lot of Real Madrid fans that they're not really too convinced on bringing him back. They don't think he's good enough, which I don't agree with. My main concern is just the defensive issues. But I think he should be an option. And I think he would want to come back to Madrid. I think he still follows us on IG. And it would be a good signing, for sure. I think that he can come in and fill Danny Carvajal's shoes, but he does have to be a bit better defensively. Now, obviously, by the time that this transfer happens, who knows if Carlo Ancelotti is going to even be our manager anymore. So, depending on what system we might run, maybe it would be a fit. Maybe we do play with more attacking fullbacks. You know, Danny Carvajal, he does overlap, but that's not his main duty. Like, he's more of a defender than he is better going forward, even though Carvajal's not that bad at it, and he can whip across in. So, who knows what the system will be? But just from the profile, 2 years, he'll be like, what, 26, 27 years old, depending on whenever they want to go in for him. That's still a good age. And yeah, he's already a Madrista. He's been here before. We let go of him because obviously it's very hard to get into this Madrid team. So back then, Danny Carvajal was in his prime. You're not going to get in over him. So do you want to stay at Madrid and just be a backup? Or do you want to go challenge yourself, go to Dortmund, and then as you saw, tore it up at Dortmund, then got that big move to PSG where he's been doing good work for them. And he is one of the best right back / right wing backs in world football. Just more so his bread and butter is going forward than it is defending. And that could be an issue for people who think, well, your right back should be a better defender, which I do agree with. But Hakimi is somebody that I do agree we should be looking at. But I don't think he's just the number one option. I think that there will be other players who you see linked to, especially during the summertime as well. So let me know what you guys think, though. Hakimi back to Real Madrid, or you think you go somewhere else? Get in the comment section. Put in your suggestions at right back. Me, I like the deal, especially if the price is right. If his contract runs out in 2026, that means that, yeah, it's like 2 more years. I don't know. Yeah, it's a bit of a sticky one just because I think PSG are going to want a lot of money. It's going to be hard to negotiate with them. But maybe he forces that move like Mbappe. He probably does want to play with his brother again at Madrid. I'm pretty sure that would be a dream